Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Harmonious.
Hi.
Y'all are so good. Happy Libra Full Moon coming up here. I am very excited to have all of you. So about 800 people signed up. So I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to send out another email blast just to make sure everyone gets in here. Outside of that, we can kind of chat for a second. I think we should start in the next 8 minutes or so, but I'm going to mute everyone again real quick. And then if anyone wants to use the raise the hand function, we can just ask some very chill questions to start. I can't pull up any charts or anything, so nothing too crazy specific right now. We'll get there. We're here for about 2 hours, so we're gonna knock this out. I'm gonna just drill through the 2 presentations I have for you and show you a little bit about who I am, what I do, and then also how to use this moon. Of course, I do have classes every new moon and full moon. So if you're brand new to these classes, welcome. Super happy to have you. If you know your chart, if you can pull up your chart, I would do that right now, because a lot of the things I'm going to cover, it's going to be in the moment. So make sure to have your chart pulled up, because if you ask me again, the Aries and the Sagittarius in me will want to fight. Okay. I'll want to start a little battle. My Pisces will hold it down, I'm sure, but I just want to warn you, if you hear any slight irritation in my voice, I'm choking out a centaur and a ram simultaneously. All right. I'm going to turn my camera on in a sec too, but I'm super, super, super happy to have you all here. Someone asked, should we have the progressed or natal chart? I think both would be cool. Right now, at least. So I'm still letting people in the room, but I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like real quick on my screen. So I want you all to go to Google and check out one website I really like that's free is astro-seek.com. Big thing here is when you're at astroseek.com, you can click on secondary progressions here in this part of your chart. And then it'll bring you to a free prognosis. You want to click on secondary progressions to pull up your progress chart. And for those of you who don't know what a progress chart is, a progress chart is an up-to-date, I describe it as an up-to-date chart. All right, it's an up-to-date chart on you, where you're at now. So your big 3 will more than likely change. Okay, you might keep one of your big 3, but most planets are moving around. Did anyone know that the planets are moving constantly? So your natal chart is not, your natal chart itself is stagnant. Your progress chart is showing you where you are today, which is cool. Oh my goodness, there's so many people still entering. I love it. All right, so where did you all find me? I'm curious, where did you all find me? Where did you see me post? Where did you get signed up? Who dragged you in here? I see TikTok, Instagram, TikTok. I was recommended, nice. I hope it was by God. TikTok, amazing. The Peace Dealer, I love that, man. He's funny, he's great. Okay, cool. Cool. So when you're at AstroSeek, is everyone here? Go ahead and say yes if you're here at this part. Astroseek.com. This is going to help you pull up your chart, your progress chart. If you don't know your birth time, please just use 12. I do have a video over on YouTube where you can find your chart. You can rectify your chart. So on my YouTube channel, Hey, we have 111 people in the room. I'm going to close the room. No one else can come in. I'm just kidding. Someone got in. Someone squeezed in. Ay, ay, ay. So rectify. If you know someone who doesn't know their birth time, I have a video here called Natal Chart Rectification, how to find your birth time. It's a great video, so that you can, get yourself together or get your friends together. Cool. So astroseek.com is right here. Y'all probably want to see me, huh? Let me put something on my lips real quick so I don't embarrass myself. I live in Minnesota. I saw like 10 of you lick your lips. That's incredible. I love it. Okay, we're on camera. Boom. Hey, what's up, people? All right, cool. Jackson, what's popping, brother? All right, so go ahead and pull up your chart. Someone give me your, oh, real quick, actually, let's take a step backwards. You can look at your transits and progression chart. You can look at your transit chart. You can look at your secondary progression chart. There's so many different charts, y'all, and they're all for different purposes. So you really want to make sure that you're using the one that's best for you. Today, right now, what I recommend is the progressed chart. If you're dating someone, there's different charts. If you're just looking for the birth chart, there's different charts. This site's really dope for free. I really like it. And if you need help with this, my readings are open until April 30th for you to go and dive in there with me. So someone throw out their birth information. Who's the lucky contestant? I see 17th of May, Irish Polo. Fuck, I lost it. Once, oops, he's already swearing. Okay, Ashley. Oh, y'all are doing too much. Okay, I'm just gonna take the first one I see. Hold on. You know what? I'm just gonna do my own birth chart because this is crazy. So March 15th, I was born in 93. 7. Yeah, I can't read those. They're moving too fast. I can't pause them, unfortunately. All right, the birth city. I was born in St. Paul. So type in yours. Do it with me. Okay. Now, when you get to this progressions part here, this part's important. You can set the progressions for today. You can set the progressions for 2 years from now. If you want to see what energy you're going to be pushing out 2 years from now. If you're a business owner, content creator, anything like this, you can look at the dates of specific days that you want to be launching. You can be using your birth time. You can use your business's birth time. You can use your mother's birth time. You can use your dog's, cat's birth time, whatever time works. All right. So this is really powerful because you can see the energy. All right. So progress chart is nice because it's going to show you your birth chart too. Okay. So this is really great. So I was born a Pisces, and you can see that because this circle with a dot in it, which represents the sun, is in the zodiac sign here, Pisces. Now, on the outside, this orange part is where I'm at today, right now. So I am a Aries sun, all right? My moon has gone from Sag into Capricorn. Oof, rough, right? Crazy. Next, where's my rising sign? Currently in Gemini. Okay, my ascendant has moved into Gemini. So this is just really cool to look at. The nice thing about this website is if you scroll down, everybody, you scroll down, it'll give you all the descriptions. I know some of you are like, what does this mean? I barely know the natal chart. Great. This is all typed out for you really, really well. I will tell you right now, I am a member. In fact, I'm probably the leader of toxic positivity. If I read something negative, I'm like, great, let's run with it. We're going to make that work. We're going to make that an advantage. Okay, we're going to turn that into something positive. If you see something negative, you were warned, which means that you can avoid that thing, or you can navigate that thing better. All right, y'all. So just wanted to give you that real quick. The site that I personally use is Luna Astrology. Luna Astrology was created by a man named Kevin. I found it almost 2 years ago now, accidentally. It just looked really cool. I subscribe to this astrology magazine, which I hope to build one day, one for myself. But the cool thing here is it just looks good. That's really why I got it. That was the first reason. But second, it has a bunch of asteroids. So my screen probably looks insane right now. Apologies. I am an asteroid astrologer. Asteroids are very important to me. I feel like they offer a lot of context in astrology. So the nice thing here is, I think Amanda's in the room. So I'm going to use Amanda's chart, for example, here. You can use progress charts here also. Is Luna Astrology free? No, I think it's $3 a month or something, 3 or 5. If you pay yearly, it's less expensive. So the nice thing I like about Luna is that you can just click this secondary progress button right here and it does it all for you, which is so easy. It's so convenient. It's so worth it. I love it. I just bought it last year. I didn't even really think about it. Okay. You can also add in transits. Transits mean what is going on in the sky today. So for example, the moon today is in Virgo, 29 degrees, which is right over Amanda's. When I click it twice here, it's right over Amanda's second house, at least in astrology. But in her chart, it's going to be falling inside of the 8th house because there's an 8 here. Okay, so this is a really good day for Amanda to use Pholus with the moon. Pholus, by the way, write this down. Pholus is an asteroid. It represents experimenting. It's this symbol here. It represents experimenting in astrology, which is so cool. I really love this asteroid. It's one of the 4 centaurs, which we can talk about in the Q&A if y'all want to. There's 4 centaurs. One's Chiron, one's Pholus, one's Charclo. I forget the other one off head. I like it, Picasso. Okay, cool. So that's just some random stuff. Let's dive into the presentation though. I'm super excited. Let's close this, present this. Boom. Can everyone see this? Go ahead and type 111 in the chat if you can. Cool. So my goal today is to help you become rich and famous, okay? Making money, I just learned not so long ago, it's actually not that hard, especially if you're willing to break some of the cycles that you've been working through. Everyone has how many zodiacs does everyone have in their chart? How many, you can unmute, by the way, for this part. How many zodiacs do you have in your chart?
12.
12.
12.
How many zodiacs can you use at any given moment?
All of them?
All of them.
Perfect. So if you have 12 zodiacs, 12 houses, how do you become a well-rounded person? Who's got that answer for me?
Balancing them all out.
Yes. Utilizing all 12 zodiacs in your chart. And the cool thing is, you don't need to have planets in all 12 houses in your chart in order for you to do this, okay? That's the beautiful part, is you do not need to have all 12 zodiacs in your chart, which is so cool. You can embody different parts of your chart at any given time. So, new moon, full moon manifestation. For the agenda today, we're going to be talking about who I am. We're going to be talking about the full moon meaning, and then I'm going to go through the 7th house, what the meanings are for each of the different planets. Like I said before, if you don't have something in your 7th house. The Libra full moon meaning is all that you're going to need to absorb here. And then we're going to go into a lecture about progress charts. We're going to talk about Libra for relationship growing. I do have a friend in the chat here. His name's Jackson. He'll give you a little talk as well. And then I have a special gift for you who stay to the very end. So for those of you who stay to the very end, I have a gift for you. It's going to be an amazing gift. It's something I haven't given away at this level before. So I'm extremely excited to do that. So who's ready to get started? Go ahead and type 444 in the chat if you're ready to get started. I almost dropped my water and I caught it. This is incredible. I love having over 100 people in here. It's amazing. Cool. So this is me. This is the original versions of me. So my birth name is John Lewis Williams. I know some of you already know that. I was born here in Minnesota. I am a Pisces sun, Aries rising, Sagittarius moon, Aries Venus in the 1st house, Mercury in Pisces. So if you ever misunderstand me for any reason, it's because of that Mercury in Pisces. It's at detriment, babe. I'm doing my best to talk. I'm still figuring it out. I'm surprised y'all even made it here. So thank you for being here. If you want to type your first name in the chat, I would love to see your first name so I can get familiar with you. I see Irish, Laura, Bianca, Paige, Darian, Andrea, Nadia, Maria, Tamara, Natasha, Jada. Jada, you got to leave. You got to go. If you're the Jada, I'm thinking you got to go. You can't be here. I'm here to defend Will today. Heidi, Vicky, Peyton, Nicole, nice to meet all of you. Super great. Super great. All right. So I am a content creator. I am an artist. I do make music. By the way, I just dropped my album. I know some of you have listened to it. For everyone who goes and follows me over on Spotify and Apple Music, by the end of this presentation, I have a gift for you. All of you who sign up, listen to my music, stream the whole album, I have a gift for you. All right. So I fell into tarot first in my spiritual journey. I was engaged around early 23 and there was a breakup. I was very sad, very hurt. I watched a lot of tarot card videos on YouTube. Anyone else watch tarot card videos on YouTube? Anyone else heard of tarot? Definitely fell into that. Started watching tons of tarot card videos. But before all of that, when my mom came to this country, we came from Liberia, and on our journey here, essentially, she didn't really know all the English words. So right around the age of 6, we would sometimes go to work. I would go to work with her, go to school with her while she was in college, and she would have me grab the newspaper and read from the newspaper. Can anyone guess what part of the newspaper I was reading from while I was reading the newspaper to her? The horoscopes, exactly. I was reading the horoscopes, and then I would read the comics just a little bit before. So that's really at the age of 6 how I really got into the zodiacs. I would read her because she's a Sagittarius. I didn't know what I was for almost 2 years. And then I found out I was a Pisces. Once I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, oh, your birthday is March 15th. Got it. Then I started reading Pisces. Okay. So what is your sun sign? What is your zodiac sign? What is the sun doing for you? Okay. By the way, I want to remind you, those of you who've been with me for a little bit here, your sun sign is not that important. Unless you have your sun sign in the 1st house or the 12th house, your sun sign doesn't mean that that's who you are, okay? Whatever is on your ascendant, whatever is in your 1st house is actually more important for living life. And I just want to let you know that. It's a quick secret, okay? So I was reading the zodiacs to my mom, and that's where I started. Around 10, 11, I had a brother who was premature, and he died from an underdeveloped heart and underdeveloped lungs. And because I couldn't touch him, because it was in an incubator for most of his 3 months while living, I did my best to figure out how I could understand him. And that came through astrology. In the hospital, looked up what Gemini meant, and I accidentally found his natal chart. I had no clue what I was looking at, no clue what I was experiencing. I saw a bunch of shapes, and I saw the word aspect, and I saw try this, square that, and I really had no clue what was really going on. So it was one way for me to attempt to get closer to him. When I got back home after the funeral, about a few weeks later, I went back to that same website. I had handwritten down the website, handwritten down everything. And I went back to look at my brother's birth chart, and I still didn't understand it. So I think I kept going back until about middle of high school, really. I think I was like 16, 17 when I started to understand. I was in trigonometry and math, and I just finished statistics, and I had a few more words to understand what was going on with the chart, and things started to kind of make sense a little bit. I still didn't understand, but around 18, 19, when I started to go a little bit deeper, I was working for, has anyone heard of the company Lexus? Cars, owned by Toyota, the luxury brand for Toyota. I was working for Lexus at the time when I really started to get into astrology for I would say, third or fourth time at this point. And it was in this relationship that I was in that I was really looking for myself. I knew I was really good at sales, marketing. I really loved technology, but selling cars just didn't feel like the thing to be doing. I was making like $15 an hour at the age of, what was I? I think I was 20 something, 20. Oh my God, you're 20? After that job, I did get hired by Best Buy Corporate for technology. I was going to school for IT. So that's my background mostly is IT. I originally started school for engineering. I was supposed to they wanted me to be a nuke, which is a nuclear engineer. I was going to be living on a submarine. The Navy came out to talk to me when I was like 16, 17. All the papers were lined up. And I just said, something just said, no, I just don't want to be in the military. And I'm still comfortable with that decision. So that's pretty much the beginning, top part of my journey with astrology, spirituality. After that engagement, breakup, I really dove into tarot, which you can see a picture of me here. I also got into modeling because I realized that Venus in the first house loves to model. So I was really starting to live out my chart. Instead of me thinking about if my chart means what it means for me, I just started acting on it. And I take deep pride in my study and practice. A lot of you, the big things that you need help with right now is study and practice. I think the biggest things that's going to help you through time and space is going to be studying what you love and what you want to do and practicing. Calling yourself bad, calling yourself not good at something, I don't think you're giving yourself a fair chance because you haven't maybe even studied and practiced long enough. If a doctor were to tell me, oh, I'm actually not the best at opening up brains and, going in and doing brain surgery, I would say, well, yeah, you probably haven't studied and practiced enough. But if you take 12 years of study and practice, you're probably pretty good. You're probably pretty good at it. So astrology does take time. Astrology does take effort, but I'm here to curb some of the years for you. Okay. So really pay attention to everything I'm talking about. Make sure you're taking really good notes and checking out the things that I'm saying. So here are some people that I've helped in the last few months. All right. I've helped Naya grow her page on TikTok to, we're just under 10,000 actually, I believe. She just texted me the other day. We're on the brink. She is an artist. She does break down music, her words, talks about her trauma, just releasing and expressing. She's a Sagittarius. Last year, I did get the opportunity to read for Kaylani. Kaylani's friend sends a lot of my TikToks to Kaylani, and Kaylani decided to hit me up for a reading on one of my lives one day. I flew out to Cali and I got to meet with her. It was super cool. super great person, super awesome experience. And Kaylani gave me some really great advice on like being an artist. She's actually the one who named me Sunny MF Money. So big ups to Kaylani. Make sure you check out the Blue Water Road album coming out. It's going to be super amazing. I'm so excited for that. There's a feature with JB on there. I'm so pumped for it. I've also worked with other readers and astrologers, coaching them, giving them tips, tools, and advice to grow their platform, helping them make more money. Because that's really what I want to see is people make money. I want to see people succeed and thrive, because astrology is one of those tools where you can use it for self-development, but also you can use it for growth in your business, growth in believing in yourself, which is really a foundation for being a good business owner. So how many of you know Onati? She is a Taurus. I love her tarot videos. I watch the whole thing every single time. Love her videos so much. Just had a reading with her today. How many of you know Iniko, the indie artist? So amazing. Voice, vocals, lyrics, everything incredible. How many of you know Iniko? Amazing, amazing. So like just so powerful, the lyrics that are coming out of this person's heart. Like absolutely so excited I'm so excited for the album. You know, as an artist myself, I love listening to other people that I actually know their music. So good. All right. How many of you know Megan, Escape with Megan? Megan's a content creator. She has been popping into my classes consistently, especially these free classes and the paid classes. Suddenly, she's at 30K followers because she's been taking the advice, posting 4 to 6 times a day, like I'm going to recommend to you. Okay. That's going to be so good. So good. Now, how many of you remember Rita? If you've been in my classes before, you know I worked with Rita at the beginning of this year. Rita is a content creator. The first day Rita and I started working together, I told her exactly when to post, what to post, how to post it. Rita went from 100 followers. If y'all want me later, if you want later, I can go through my DMs with her. She went from 100 followers to 15K in literally 48 hours because she did everything that I said. I looked at her chart beforehand so that we could plan it. And she got 15,000 followers in 48 hours. What would you do if 14,000 plus people followed you today and told you that they want to pay you money? What would you do with that? Go ahead and comment that in the chat for me. I'm curious to know, what would you do if people were to reach out to you and say, hey, I found you on TikTok and I need your help? You'd sell out your jewelry, you'd do more readings, you teach them how to end plastic production. I love that. You'd probably cry. I cried when I got my first 14K. You'd start a brick and mortar shop. Smart. You'd be grateful. Yeah. You start a community. That's amazing. Accept, invest. Perfect. You'd share your wisdom and expand. You'd make a business. Heidi said she would cook. Peyton says you'd expand your art business. Sharika says I would start to braid hair virtually. I love that. I would lead others to you. Cynthia, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'd open a holistic dispensary. Let's do that. Let's do that. I love that. These are all amazing things. You create a cult, Coco. Coco. That's what I'm doing right here. Let's get it. 100%. You take me out to dinner. Aw, Janessa, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. So the power of having a following is so important, everyone. I think the biggest thing is sharing yourself online allows you to share your art, allows you to share what you actually want to do. Now, the benefit of having a following, the benefit of having people who support you is that they support you and the things that you want to do, okay? So that if you had all the support in the world, it's so cool because there are hundreds, millions, thousands of people who want to know you and what you do and what you care about because they are in alignment with you. Why is that true? Because there's billions of people in the world. So there's bound to be some synchronicities. All right. So in the beginning of TikTok, at the beginning of my journey, I really did, I posted a lot of everything. I think I posted a lot of different things that really helped me. But mostly it was music and tarot, and that developed into astrology. And once I started growing my following, I really started to invest in coaches. I started to invest in different classes because I wanted to know how to become a better content creator. And I still don't think I'm at the peak of my video creating. I still feel like I'm just touching the very beginning part of making content. And I really want to share this journey with you because a few weeks ago, I was able to get paid more than I've never been able to make the amount of money that I've been making, like I've been making this year, last year. And it's because I've created this opportunity for myself and others through TikTok, through Instagram, through Twitter, through YouTube. And I want to show you, if you have the tenacity, if you have the grace for yourself, if you are willing to keep promises with yourself, I want to show you ways to do this for yourself. How many of you would be interested in doing this for yourself? How many of you would be interested in growing a platform and being able to work with people who care about you and what you do, what you like? Okay, so powerful, so powerful. So I'm going to give you something at the very end of this presentation after we go through some more astrology. But real quick, Nicole has some words as a testimonial. I just started working with Nicole a couple weeks ago, and we've already made some massive changes, okay? So go ahead and watch this video.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole, otherwise known as
Okay.
So,
How about
hi
now?
everybody, my name is Nicole,
Okay.
otherwise known as Nikki Energy. I own a vegan hair care company. It's called Energy Grow Hair Care Company on Instagram and on TikTok. And I started working with Sunny about 2 weeks ago because I knew that I wanted to start scaling my business. I wasn't getting enough traction on like views and interaction with followers. I didn't have that many. I still don't have that many followers, but I noticed since I started working with Sunny, my views have been going up. I gained a few followers, so the money is bound to come in. And the one thing that I like that is different than what I've been doing before is the fact that, well, Sunny is definitely good at astrology, so being able to use that cheat code and implement astrology into the work that I'm doing as a business owner helps, because not only am I interested in my birth chart, but I can use my birth chart to influence what I do in regards to when I post certain things, when I talk about certain things. Like, for example, I learned in the Midheaven class I took with Sunny that today is Thursday. It's a Jupiter day, so I'm wearing yellows and greens today. And I'm going to make sure that my content that I push out today is informative, because Jupiter teaches and he expands on whatever he teaches. So that's the focus. And that's just like one of the things that I learned taking Sunny's class, and also how to structure my content. He makes it easy for you. He'll send you an email every single day with the trends you need to follow, what hashtags you need to use. And this is amazing for people such as myself that we're still trying to figure everything out, still trying to learn how to use TikTok, how to, appeal to different followers, and just how to find our niche, because sometimes when you're just aimlessly putting stuff out there, you get tired, you get exhausted, overwhelmed. But when you can focus on something and the right way to shoot your videos, my video qualities have been getting better, and it's only the beginning. So I'm just excited to see how far and where everything's going to go, and how to use the different days of the week, how to post different things. If you're looking for someone to help get you on a certain path, Sunny's definitely the guy. I first discovered him from his own astrology videos, and I was like, who is this man with better manicured fingernails than mine? Because that's impossible. So I love his fingernails, and then I started watching his content, and I realized that he was actually pushing like some knowledgeable stuff, that some things I've known before and other things like I'm learning for the first time. So I decided to book my consult with him, my discovery call, and I thought it was going to go one way, and then it completely blew my mind, and I signed up right there on the spot to get business coaching with him. So I'm looking to grow my business, and I'm looking to do it by way of using astrology hacks and cheat codes. And I just want to thank Sunny for everything he's done for me this far. And I can't wait to see how far and how my business goes and how big it gets. So thank you, Sunny.
So that was Nicole. Nicole's hair is fucking incredible. I just need to say that real quick. She does own a hair care company. If I didn't have locks, I would be using the majority of her products, but I already did get myself a few things. Y'all need to go check out Nicole at some point. I will definitely drop her app for you in a moment here. Let me just pull it up. But these are some of the people that I've worked with just this year. This isn't even including the 2,000 transactions that I've already had so far reading other people, okay? I've done tons of readings just this year. Last year, I think I had like just around 9,000 readings. And the year before that, 2020, when everyone was in quarantine, I live a few blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered. And just to give back to the community, I gave free readings for, I think, almost 3 weeks, back to back, 30-minute readings, 1-hour readings, just to make sure that people were doing good with their mental health and their spiritual health. And I learned so much giving away, thousands of readings, hundreds of hours of my time back to the community. It was such a great experience, and it's so good. It feels so good to be able to help so many people. At the same time, one of the massive benefits is I sped up my learning process by helping so many people so quickly. Okay. Energy Girl, let's go. Thank you. At Energy Girl, everyone go follow at Energy Girl. Nicole's in the room here. I think I can unmute you specifically. I don't know. Oh, I can. Thank you so much for this testimonial, Nicole. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I'm so excited to be able to do it. Hi, everyone.
Everyone say hello.
Sunny's the truth. Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you again.
You're welcome. No problem.
All right, y'all. So let's dive into the actual astrology now. So Libra, full moon, meaning there's a lot of things that are going on with TikTok astrology, Twitter astrology, Instagram astrology. I prefer to focus in on what have the people who are authors. I trust people who write books. So one of the big things that has helped me in the last few years here is buying astrology books. I have a massive portfolio of books that are all over the place with astrology and spirituality. I'm going to be making a list at some point, a new one for everyone to go and check out. But the big thing here is the full moon is focused on releasing. What are you releasing? You're releasing the negative things that you no longer require, okay? The things that you no longer require are the things that you want to let go so that you can create space for the new moon's wishes, okay? Who remembers the wishes that we worked on last new moon? We worked on wishes. Those were in Aries, okay? So we were wishing for new moon Aries. We were wishing for things like confidence, wishing for things like energy, wishing for things like passion, all right? Being encouraging, inspiring, leading, all right? So Libra, when the full moon is open and wide, one of the things that we need to focus in on is our services, okay? How are we serving others? Virgo and Libra are both the true servants. Virgo likes to do it on the physical, practical level, actually handing people things, actually massaging people, taking care of them, loving them, holding them, feeding them. Libra likes to serve in a way that is more focused on communicating, talking, building business relationships, okay? Contracts, marriage, and commitment is all of the topics that's going to fall into the 7th house for you. So the 7th house has to do with your relationships. When I say relationships, remember, relationships is an umbrella term, which has more to do with your relationship with yourself, your relationship with other people, your relationship with business, business to business relationships, business to consumer relationships, contracts, forms, marriages. How many of you in here have a business? How many of you have started a business? How many of you have even gone as far as to register your business? Okay. How many of you have registered your business name? Okay. My business name is Sunny MF Money. What's yours? Okay. This is a massive step. It's very important because the 7th house, depending on what's in your 7th house, it's going to show you exactly what you need to be doing for your business, how your business is going to look. All right. And I'll talk about all of the planets in just a few moments here, but what contracts do you have for your business? Is it easy for people to book you, buy what you're selling? Is it easy for people to reach you on a global level? Libra represents all of this. And we're going to see all of the things that you release now show up in Libra season. All the things that you do now and release now are going to show up in Libra season. Okay. All the work that you're doing this moment is all going to show up 6 months from now, because that is how astrology works. All right. The more energy and effort you put into the 6 months after the manifestation, the wish, the dream, the intention, the affirmation, that's going to show up 6 months later. All right. And I'm so excited to see that come to fruition for a lot of you. Now, next, marriage and commitment is going to be another massive part of understanding your 7th house, understanding the Libra full moon. So what is going to be affected in your chart? How many of you still have your chart pulled up? All right. You're going to want to look for your 7th house. Where is your 7th house? It's going to be opposite your 1st house. It's going to be on the top part of the chart. It's going to be near, it's called D, it's above the horizon. Okay. So whatever's in your 7th house, this is where you need to be looking at your business relationships, contracts that you have with people. All right. How many of you have a Netflix subscription? Your Netflix subscription falls into your 7th house. Okay. Any subscriptions that you have, any deals that you have with people, that falls in your 7th house. How can you find it out? Someone help her find it out. We're going to keep everything going. Someone in the comments, please help her out. Okay. Help her find her 7th house, please. How did we look at it earlier? Also, commitment is a big piece of the 7th house. Commitment is a massive piece of the 7th house. How many of you are really good at committing to things, committing to relationships? Are you good at committing to yourself? That's a big one. Are you good at committing to yourself? Are you good at committing to what you say you're going to do? Okay. How many of you struggle with commitment? How many of you struggle with marriage? How many of you struggle with contracts? How many of you struggle with business relationships? Okay. It's not a bad thing to struggle. How do we remedy this? I think we talked about it a lot earlier, but we remedy this through study and practice. The more you study, the more you practice, the better you get. That's just what it is. Okay. And that's how we serve. So Libra is known as Tula in Sanskrit, or the measuring scale. Libra is one of the 2 zodiacs that is an inanimate object. We'll talk more about that later. Each zodiac sign is characterized into basic traits, including the symbol, planetary ruler, element, nature, and gender. So the general makeup of Libra is the scales. Libra natives are balanced and judicious. If they're not balanced, they are seeking balance. They are creating balance for other people. However, Libras can be somewhat selfish. This can be intellectually, psychologically, physically. It can show up in different ways, okay? It's not intentional. Most Libras are extremely giving, but on the flip side, they have a lot to give, so they need to be selfish. Being selfish is not always bad, okay? When it becomes unhealthy, we'll talk about. So what is everyone's Venus, okay? Venus is one of the planets that rules over Libra. Venus is the planet of sensuality, good food, the arts, affairs of the home. Venusian individuals are usually people who are fond, they love luxury, they like having the good life. And this doesn't always go for Libra suns, I've noticed. Some Libra suns are more ruled by their rising sign. So what is everyone's rising sign? Where's Venus in your chart? Are you a Venusian? I'm a Venusian. I have Venus in the first house. So I love good food. I love sensuality. I love really, and luxury and living good and really bringing that into other places of my life through people especially. So who else is a Venusian? Who has Venus in the first house or Venus in Taurus, Venus in Libra? You can find this on your natal chart, all right? Libra is an air sign. So those with Libra moon are very imaginative. People with Libra moon are very logical, very curious people, all right? Which is amazing because this allows you to communicate, share your ideas, and listen to people often. Libra is a cardinal sign. People born under this sign are natural leaders. They're very spontaneous and they're good with change, okay? So where's Libra in your chart? Because that's where you are going to be a good leader. Everyone's capable of being a good leader. It just depends on what the modality and what the modality and the element are going to be the key indicators to if you're going to be a good leader. All right. Libra is also a masculine sign. So this can make Libras aggressive, bold, and thick-skinned. All right. Who's a great example of this? Will Smith. I wish I inserted a meme here, but we're going to keep it pushing. So who has planets in their 7th house? She said, not Will. Leave Will alone. All right. So if you have Libra, or excuse me, if you have planets in your 7th house, this is the part where you're going to want to pay a lot of attention. Okay. I'm going to go through these all, and we're just going to knock these out, people. So Sun in the 7th house. The Sun in the 7th house will bring you gains from marriage or business. You will rise quickly up the ladder because you know what you want early on, okay? Sun in the 7th house. Sun in the 7th house, you'll gain status much higher than what you were born with. You'll seek a partner who has high status also. When I say high status, I mean someone who is valuable to other people. So anytime I say high status, high value, I'm speaking on people who other people depend on. So for example, people who help a lot of people, people who have businesses, people who are very strong in their community, people who to their company or to whoever, they are seen as very important. If something were to happen to this person, it would cause a lot of loss. Okay, that's what I mean by high value. And I really would like to encourage you in the same explanation. How can you become someone who is valuable to society, valuable to your peers, valuable to others? That is what you want to focus on as you're on your journey to becoming a better person, becoming more well-rounded, becoming more influential. Okay, how can you help others more? Okay. So those of you who have Moon in the 7th house, Moon in the 7th house, you're likely to have a very loving, compassionate, supportive partner, and you are that. That's why you attract that so easily. You should control your moodiness, especially in your commitments, in your relationships, and in your business. When I say control, I mean pay attention, organize it, to the best of your ability. If you're feeling depressed, get some sunlight, eat some food that's going to help you feel energized. Do something that makes you smile. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by control. All right, y'all. So who has moon in the 7th? Is this true for you? If I go through any of these and it's true for you, go ahead and let us know. Let everyone know how accurate it is. All right. I see people are raising their hands. Does your question have to do with what we're talking about? Or do you just want me to read your chart on the spot? I'm curious because I'm open to answering questions. But if it's not about what we're talking about, I don't want to answer your question because I'm in a lecture. You feel me? So I see Lena raised her hand. Go ahead and let me know. If the question's about what we're talking about, I'm down. If it's not, wait. All right, moon in the 7th house. You look for emotional security in relationships, okay? If you have moon in your 7th house, the moon's influence indicates you have a lot of potential for compromising with people, for being good with partners in general. Victoria, would you say you're good with partners in general, having your Sag moon in the 7th house? Because I'm pretty sure you probably make friends so quickly. You could literally talk about anything and walk away with someone's phone number or Instagram handle. All right. Selene is looking for their progress chart or natal chart. If you don't know how to pull up your natal chart, please, someone in the chat, someone in the comments, please type in the website that we used at the beginning so that we can make sure everyone's getting into reading their chart. All right. Go ahead and look in the chat. Let's make sure that we're all on the same page on where to find our chart. Okay. And make sure that you're also, when you see someone typing and helping you, make sure you follow up with a thank you. Make sure you say thank you. All right. So if you have Jupiter in the 7th house, like me, who else has Jupiter in the 7th house? All right. Jupiter in the 7th house. Jupiter is positioned in the 7th house. It will bring you many opportunities to gain wealth through marriage or through a partner. I'm not married yet, so I'm curious to see what that's like. I'm trying to get that off of Amazon. All right. I want to see what that's like. This will make you very optimistic. Would you say I'm optimistic, y'all? You have great expectations of others. This is true, which can result in disappointments. Damn. When your own presentation reads you, that's crazy. Who else has Jupiter in the 7th house? Hey, Rita's here. What's up, Rita? Nice to see you. So if you have Jupiter in the 7th house, big thing is, nevertheless, this also creates happy partnerships and brings name and fame in business. This placement will make you aim high, but also bring idealism into your business matters. All right. Someone asked, Zakaya asked, can you please talk about empty 7th house? I actually already did. We did that at the very beginning. So if you don't have anything in your 7th house, we already did talk about what the 7th house has to do with. Okay. We're going to be going through a little bit more in depth later. Okay. What that is. But if nothing's there, it just has to do with the marriage, the contracts, and who else can help Sakai with what the 7th house means by itself. Okay. So who has Venus in the 7th house? This is fire. If you have Venus in your 7th house, that's really good. Okay, all of the planets are really good in the 7th house once you know how to work with the planet and what the planet wants and what the zodiac wants. But with Venus in the 7th house, you will enjoy a good marriage. You will enjoy partnerships, period. Marriage will also improve your financial and social status. Okay, marriage will help a lot. Okay, if you have Venus in the 7th house, this placement will give you a rise to your romantic desires and longings. You'll want a beautiful, attractive partner who you can enjoy your money with and comforts. You should also maintain a balanced attitude of love, and you might have high expectations of your partner as well. Okay. Who has Mars in their 7th house? Who has Mars in their 7th house? Bianca has Mars in the 7th house. Mars residing in the 7th house will show you that your relationships will be passionate and devoted. Okay. you should look for a partner who's active and courageous, someone who can stand shoulder to shoulder with you. You need to be with a warrior, whether that's in business, relationships, or any other specific setting. Now, if you have Mars in your 7th house, you like to do things your own way. And this can create problems for you in your marriage or business. All right. However, this placement can also be very good at business and career. You would be great at leading. All right. But you got to rely on people to help you be a little bit more of a negotiator. All right. Who has Mercury in the 7th house? Mercury in the 7th house. If you have nothing in your 7th, that's totally cool. Oh, you said Sandra's husband has all of the stuff in the 7th house. That's great. Your husband's helping you. That's why you were chosen. All right. Mercury residing in the 7th house indicates that you'll have a good communication with people. All right. How do you find your 7th house? You count 7 spaces from your rising sign. So let's just say we look at Capricorn here as your ascendant. Would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 6th one is going to be the 7th for you. All right. So 7 spaces, 7 houses. It should say 7 on the actual space too for you. Really, really easy to break down. However, this placement can be problematic for romantic relationships because you may not want to become committed. All right. Mercury likes to communicate, likes to talk to a lot of people. It doesn't indicate that you want one person necessarily. Okay. It doesn't say that you want one specific person for one specific thing unless that person's meeting your needs. All right. Now, if you have Mercury in the 7th house, Mercury characteristics prefer enjoyment over hard work. They like to talk, like to share information. Commitment and consistency is not the bread and butter of Mercury per se. All right. However, with enough time and experience, this will help you understand what a fulfilling relationship does look like to you. Okay. So you're going to need someone who's very specific. You should keep your dealings uncomplicated and honest with other people. All right. This is going to be a major game changer for you. Welcome in the room. So Nadine has a question. Now, remember, if you have a question for me and it doesn't have to do with what we're talking about, I'll ask you to wait. I actually don't think I'll take any questions in this specific part. We'll take a break at the end though. So who has Saturn in their 7th house? Saturn in the 7th house, position in this house blesses you with the most loyal and romantic partners. All right. Daria and J Money, do you have that experience, or are you the most loyal and romantic person? I know you're probably going to gas yourself, but do you attract these types of people? Okay. Does Saturn in the 7th house bring older partners too? Hell yeah, or mature. Either one. Could be older, could be more mature, either or. Okay. Now, you may fall for older or more mature partners, right? Now, Saturn in the 7th house, you need a partner who can stimulate you to work hard, but keep your taste of success in check, which is deeply important for you. You're likely to marry for emotional security rather than love. Someone you can talk to, someone you can bounce your ideas off of, someone that is important to you rather than love. Okay. Love isn't something that is so much of a priority to you. Okay. Because having mental dexterity with your partner can also be very fulfilling. All right. At times you might feel a lack of fulfillment in your relationship. This can be difficult, but you're in it for the long term. You're in it for the long term, which is so good. Now, who has North Node in the 7th house? Who has Rahu in the 7th house? 7th house Rahu indicates a strong desire to be recognized as someone who's great with relationships. You like to show your friends off. You like to go out and take your friends out, spend money on them. You have an emotional compulsion to be around other people. Okay, is that true for you? Do you find that being accurate for yourself? Do you love other people so much? Because people who have Rahu, North Node in the 7th, are a bit eccentric. So they naturally bring up people in their life that are also doing these things. What is my mouse doing? Or wait, what is going on? Does anyone see these lines? Never mind. So people, not Rahu's 7th house. I don't know why this happens. I've never seen this before. Rahu's 7th house is a strong indicator of faithfulness. Okay. Strong indicator of someone who's faithful. Who knows what faithfulness is versus loyalty? All right. Faithfulness is different than loyalty. When I click my mouse, it happens. I don't know, y'all. Here, give me 1 second. All right, we're back. So K2, South Node in the 7th house. Who's drawing? It's not me. Stop drawing on my screen, y'all. It's my ancestors. I'm just gonna blame it on them. My angels. Can y'all please calm down? Give me a second. I'll feed you in a moment. All right. Moreover, people who have South Node in the 7th house may have difficulty in relationships, in marriage, in health. Okay. If you have your South Node in the 7th house, you might suffer on the health front with others, or you might feel like you are defined by your partners, or you might have to, I've seen even people who have K2 South Node in the 7th house, they have a partner who has health problems and they have to take care of them, or they feel inclined to care for a partner who is less fortunate physically, mentally, spiritually, things like this. You tend to become critical of partners or your partnerships because you need a lot of freedom and solitude to explore yourself. This placement is usually not that great for business partnerships, okay? That placement is not that great, but you do have the ability to face conflicts with business partners, or the partnership may not bring up profits, okay? Did I miss Pluto? I did not include Pluto here, but we can talk about Pluto, okay? Let's talk about Chiron real quick though first, all right? So Chiron in the 7th house is important because you may find yourself becoming more of a healer in relationships with other people. More often than that, you'll be seen as the healer in your connection, so you should establish strong verbal boundaries for yourself, all right? Next, if you have Chiron in your 7th house, individuals with Chiron in the 7th house have experienced cruelty with humans, and this can really inflict some of what we claim as love and care for individuals to actually become settling down and committing to a relationship as a result. So you might turn your suffering into a reason for settling down, all right? That's a big thing to understand with yourself. Oh, we're moving a little too fast. All right, so someone asked earlier, what about Pluto in the 7th house? All right, what about Pluto in the 7th house? What does that mean? What does that look like? I think the biggest thing here is, and just give me a second, if anyone wants to, short intermission. Y'all are asking about Lilith. I did not want to cover Lilith today, just for specific reasons. But we can do that in the Q&A if you want to talk about asteroids. Okay. We can talk about that in the next piece. I did not want to include any of the outer planets because it doesn't have as much of an effect unless there's other planets integrated with it. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep those outer planets in the background for now, just because the way they work is so specific to the chart. Okay. So I'm going to include Pluto today just because we asked for it, but I don't want to talk about the asteroids yet. We have so much still to do. All right, so Pluto in the 7th house. Pluto in the 7th house, you might find yourself transforming through your relationships. Every relationship that you have, there's pieces of transformation, regeneration, healing, wealth that can be coming through here. This placement can symbolize that you're the catalyst for change for people, okay? A lot of your connections are going to be transformative when you have Pluto in the 7th. Now, this can be very challenging because it doesn't necessarily represent stability. It doesn't represent long-term, okay? Unless you're comfortable with a relationship, a partnership, a business that is consistently changing, this is going to give the chart a lot of different things to play out. So an easy aspect that you can really focus on is you're going to need a partner who's strong-willed, okay? You're going to need someone who is comfortable with this relationship having dark moments, because that is one of the major themes of Pluto. All right. Having Pluto in that house can make for very powerful, abrupt changes. But you can see them coming as well. So now that we've gone through all of the 7 inner planets in Pluto, Rahu, Ketu, and Chiron, who can tell me real quick, what does Chiron mean? What does your 7th house mean based on what we talked about? How does that show up for you? All right. This is very important. Yes, that would be the same for Chiron and Pluto. Absolutely. So Chiron is how you heal yourself and others. A lot of people call it the wounded healer. Okay. I'm a healer in relationships. I believe you. All right. So the big thing here is the modalities in astrology. I want to teach you those and a couple of the aspects so that when we get to towards the end of the presentation, at the very, very end, I'm going to be doing this Q&A. So I know there's 100+ people here. At the very, very end, I want to make sure that you're tapped in because I want to show you how to read your chart for this full moon, which is in a few days. All right. And I want to use a few charts as examples, but I can't do that unless you stay until the end, all right? So the modalities, you need to screenshot this and write it down in your notebook because this is gonna help you understand what things mean in your chart, all right? I'm gonna go through the modalities, we're gonna go through the elements, we're gonna go through the planets in this presentation here today, okay? I do have a schedule, so we're gonna be wrapping up very soon. So make sure you have your questions ready. All right. Cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. During this full moon, this is the right time for you to start things. This is what the energy of Cardinal does, period. Anyways, because Libra is a cardinal sign. All right. So if you've been thinking about starting your YouTube, starting your business, starting a relationship, do it because this is the opportune moment. Okay, a lot of you are going to be getting out and into relationships this month, all right, before the month even ends. And I see a lot of you who do start, this is going to last a very long time for you, okay? If those of you who are coming into ending relationships, it's been a long time coming, all right? Fixed signs, Big thing here is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Eclipse season's coming up for you. It's going to be a doozy, especially if you're not following through, being consistent and being determined. Find excuses, find reasons to be consistent. Find excuses to be determined. Find excuses to follow through. If you can find an excuse to not do something, you can just as easily find excuses to do something. One of the biggest things I love to work with clients for is because I'm a problem solver. Now I want all of you, all 100 plus of you, to type this in the chat. Your problem is your solution, all right? My problems are my solutions. I learned this at the age of 12, okay? I learned this at the age of 12. All of my problems are my solutions. When I realized, oh, you know what? I won't be able to play sports if I don't have good grades. That wasn't the problem. My grades weren't the problem. I wasn't studying and practicing, okay? The moment I started studying and practicing for school, I was able to play football again. I was able to play lacrosse again. I was the captain of the lacrosse team, but for some reason, my grades weren't good. So the problem became the solution, okay? If the problem is there and you know it, fix that. All your energy, time, and everything should go directly at the problem. You're not the best communicator? Perfect. Hire someone to help you become one. Hire someone to do the communicating for you. Do something to put yourself in a position where the problem becomes the solution. Just go ahead and type 111 if you're understanding that concept, because I think it's going to change a lot of you, a lot of your negativity, okay? Now, if you're a mutable sign, big thing here is Gemini, Virgo, Sag, Pisces, you got to be flexible. You got to be changeable and adaptable. This is going to help you tons. It's going to help you become a better person. It's going to help you become easygoing. It's going to help you connect with people. All right. So go ahead and type 444 if you have written this down. 444 if you have this down, because this is how you read your chart. You got to ask yourself, oh, okay, I have Aries in my 7th house. That means I need to start relationships. That means I need to begin contracts. How do I do that? By saying, hey, do you want to get into a contract? Hey, do you want to get into a partnership? Hey, do you want to get into a relationship with me and do this thing? Yes? Okay, cool, let's do it. No? Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know, right? No hard feelings at all. Now, this is the big part. This is fun. Now we got to combine the modalities with the elements, okay? Fire sign is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you have fire 7th house, you have a fire sign, fire sign 7th house, or a water sign 7th house, air sign 7th house, earth sign 7th house. All of these different places are gonna be important for you. So let's start with fire. If you have fire in your 7th house, you need to be inspiring other people. You need to be encouraging other people. It's a very big part of your business, okay? Enthusiasm needs to come from you, okay? This is a very big piece of your business. Someone asked, am I recording? 100%, 100%. It's gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna have my assistant go through and timestamp it. Next, water in your chart. If you have water in your chart, and this goes for the 7th house, but it also goes for other things right now, all right? I'm sorry, I just smelled myself. I smell so good right now. This is crazy. But this is how you use water in your chart, okay? Emoting, moving your body, all right? Moving your body is so important, okay, everyone? If you're depressed, if you're feeling a lot of anxiety, one of the things that's really helped me grow as a person, grow spiritually, has been getting in tune with my body, practicing yoga for the last few years, practicing weightlifting, things like this. Water signs and fire signs need exercise and movement the most, because oftentimes they fall into a category called Pitta, which in Ayurvedic practice has to do with waterbender, firebender. They have a lot of energy that they can convert. So If you're a Pitta like me and your dosha is a Pitta, it means that you need to be moving a lot. You need to be doing a lot of different things. Yes, Avatar is probably the most real thing. I believe Avatar, The Last Airbender, more than I believe the government. This is a live recording, and I'm saying this. I believe Avatar, The Last Airbender, more than I believe in the United States. Judge me. So next, when we look at air in astrology, big thing here is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. How do you use this energy, especially during this full moon? If you're a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius placement, or especially if you have it in your 7th house like I do, you got to share your ideas. You got to listen. You got to share your thoughts with people. This is one of the big reasons why I started making content. I didn't want to make videos. I used to only make memes. Some of you who've been with me for 2, 3, 4 years now, when you first got on my Insta, it was memes only, straight up memes. I used to make memes so quick. I was always making memes, trying to make myself laugh. And I was trying to use my Jupiter in the 7th house, Libra, but I wasn't doing it effectively until I started doing videos. Why? Because your voice is so critical, okay? People get attached to your voice. People get attached to the way that you speak. People get attached to the ideas that you share. People get attached to the way that you listen to them. People get attached to the way that you share your thoughts, okay? This can only be translated on video properly, okay? Or in person. In person is obviously number one, always will be. But when you can do this virtually, you don't even have to leave your house now, okay? Which gives you a massive, massive edge on whatever you were doing before as a business owner, okay? Now, if you have earth sign placements, especially if it falls into the 7th house, earth, meaning Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you manifest. A lot of you are still learning what manifestation is, so I'm going to give you a breakdown, all right? Manifestation is when you write something down. You write down the steps that it's going to take for you to do it, and then you do it. That's what manifestation is, okay? Manifestation is when you write down what you want, you write down the steps that you need to do, and then you do the steps. You go down and then you go back up. It's awesome. Okay, manifestation is so easy. All right, manifestation is so easy when you use it properly. Now, a lot of you, what you're doing when you're using your journal is you're wishing. You're making wishes. Wishes don't require the steps necessarily. Okay. That's why they're so different. Wishes don't require action in the same way as a manifestation. A manifestation requires manual labor, manual thinking, manual effort, things like this. All right. So when you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you got to be practical with your relationships. You got to be practical with yourself. Am I actually going to be able to do this in this relationship, in this connection? Yes or no? Okay. Now, being productive is another massive part here of using Earth in your chart. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, whether you have it in your Mars, your Venus, your Mercury, anything like this. I think, didn't Mercury just enter Taurus? Yes. Mercury just entered Taurus, which means everyone's being practical, productive. They're manifesting, okay? This is so important as a business owner because Taurus season's coming up. This is the best time to get on it, okay? Having a plan. I just wrote out earlier today, I wrote out a whole list of video titles that I'm gonna be making for the month so that I don't have to think. Taurus, fire sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your job is not to think. That's what air sign placements are for. And even when you're using your air sign placements, no one told you to think. You're supposed to share your ideas, listen, and share thoughts. How many of you are in here are overthinkers? How many of you are in here are overthinkers? Okay. If you're an overthinker, I'm here to break it down for you. It is not because you're a Virgo placement. You're an overthinker because you're an underdoer. Okay. And the best way to stop underdoing is to manifest by being productive, practical with your task. Okay. You're not an overthinker because you're an Aquarius. You're undersharing your ideas. You're under listening. You're under sharing your thoughts. Okay. You're not an overthinker. You're under sharing. Okay. Now, this is something that we can work through by practicing and studying. The more you study and practice, the more you change this behavior. You're not an overthinker. Everyone type in the chat, I'm not an overthinker, and then type what you are. Because if you can find the problem, you can find the solution. All right. If you can find the problem, you can find the solution. A lot of you, when you were younger, someone told you at some point, think about what you're doing before you do it. Did you even think about the consequences of this, Johnny, Tommy, Karen? Did you even think about the consequences of this, Karen? Yeah, that's where that started from. So I'm here to destroy that by embracing it, all right? The biggest thing is to heal your childhood wounds, your childhood trauma around believing in yourself, which is the more you believe in yourself, the less you're gonna think, all right? You gotta hug yourself. I want all of you to give yourself a hug right now. Give yourself a hug because you're not an overthinker, all right? You're perfectly normal. And what you think, what you share, how you listen, your thoughts are all good and they're all normal. That's a huge piece. I'm not an overthinker, I'm an underdoer. And instead of saying that you're healing, I think you're already healed. I think it's time to just stretch the muscle by practicing. I think it's now that we've studied this, we can start putting it into action. All right. Now, everyone has a unique combination of elements, modalities. By understanding both facets, you can gain a greater insight into your motivation as a person. All right. So look on the chart. Where is most of the energy in your chart? Most of mine is in Capricorn, okay? Most of mine's in Capricorn. You can see Capricorn is a negative sign per se. It sometimes has negative thoughts, all right? Most of my things are in Capricorn. I definitely do have negative thoughts, but the moment I identify it as negative, I turn it into a solution, all right? I'm like, damn, can you really get this done? And I have to tell myself, you know what? You can get this done. And I'll say that out loud. I'll say that inside of my body, and I'll even sing it and hum it until I believe it. How many of you heard of my process? It's called gaslighting yourself into success. I think it's so important. It's so fundamental for what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Now, how many of you are interested in learning a little bit about the aspects in astrology? I want to cover that real quick. And then I want to show you how to brand and market yourself. We have about 30 minutes left. I'm going to try and get it done in about 15. All right. So this part's going to be a little bit Speedy Gonzalez. So make sure that you're paying attention. All right. So aspects are the relationship of what two or more planets have with each other. So one planet in your chart and another planet in your chart has a relationship with each other. All right. All relationships, some are easy and loving while others are rigid and challenging. Okay. It doesn't mean they're good or bad. All right. It just means that some are easier and harder than the other. Now, we can place two aspects into two categories. The first type of aspect you want to look at is a soft aspect. Okay. Soft aspects are usually trines, triangles, yods. Okay, very good. Now there's a disharmonious hard aspect, which means challenging. That's what squares are. They're not bad or good. okay? I want you to type in the chat, there's nothing bad or good in astrology. There is best and better, okay? There's best and better. Now, the harmonious soft aspects indicate stability or support between two planets. If you have a trine between your sun and Pluto, it means that your ego, your soul is really powerful, especially when it comes to transformation. If you have anything aspecting Pluto, aspecting your Chiron, your Venus, your Mercury, and it looks like a triangle, this is good, okay? It means that there's support between the two of them, all right? These are gifts, blessings, protection, and they create flow in your life. A lot of people have more trines than they do have squares. I will tell you from experience, I personally have more squares in my chart than trines. One of the things that I've noticed is if you have a lot of squares in your chart, the likelihood of you being successful is higher. The more challenging, the more disharmonious your chart is, the higher success you have in this life. Because people who have hard lives get it. Especially if you're the type of person who has a hard life and you don't complain, you figure it out. Okay? If you have a hard life, guess what? You're blessed. Because there's a lot of people who are dead. Not to bring it to that level, but let's go there for a second. Okay? The harder your life is, the better, because it's going to give you the energy, it's going to give you the information that you need to know. Now, harmonious aspects can actually make you lack commitment, and they can make you lack self-development. If your life is too easy, it can make you not want to commit to things. So I'm really glad that I have so many squares in my chart. Because if you have a trine, if you have a lot of harmonious things in your chart, it can make you lazy. It can make you expect things to just happen for you when that's not how life works. Go ahead and type 222 in the chat if you're catching what I'm saying. Okay. So soft aspects in astrology occur when there's compatibility between elements but different modalities. So someone tell me, what are the elements in astrology? What are the different elements in astrology? Because that's how you get soft aspects. All right. Fire, earth, air, water, air. I said air twice, but you get it. Those are the elements. Okay. Now, disharmonious hard aspects in astrology have to do and indicate a dynamic that is challenging between the planets. This can create tension and obstacles, which requires to make an extra effort. My entire life, I can say I've had to make an extra effort towards things. And I'm so grateful because when I finally get it, I've earned it. I've earned it. It's well-deserved, okay? So if you have a lot of disharmonious things going on in your chart, this is amazing because it's gonna put you in a good position. What do the blue lines mean? I'll take a look in a second. However, these conflicts will make you gain strength and mold you into a person who is strong, who is powerful, okay? If you have a lot of disharmonious things in your chart, this will make you powerful beyond measure. Don't forget that. A lot of you say, oh, I have a bad chart. No, you don't. You have a great chart. You're being ungrateful. That's what's happening. And that's okay. I'm here to remind you to be grateful because when you have a disharmonious chart, it puts you in a really great position. Hard aspects occur within the same modality, but different elements. Different elements, which means that the planet involved, they're working towards the same goal at the same time, but they need to negotiate their differences. How many of you have disharmonious parts of your chart? Okay, harmonious aspects are sextiles and trines. sextiles, and trines. So this is a sextile here. This is an example of a sextile, all right? You can see here that the moon is 60 degrees from this Venus, all right? That's what a sextile is. It's when there is about 60 degrees separation between the two. It means that there's an easy flow of information between Venus and the moon here, all right? Someone just sent me their chart. Don't do that. I'm literally giving a presentation. What makes you think I'm gonna click that link? You're hilarious. A sextile from Venus is the strongest sextile that can be made. All right, the sextile in Venus is the aspect. The sextiling aspect can make things happen. It creates opportunities and openings to get involved with others. All right, now what is a trine? A trine is a triangle. It implies energy flows between planets seamlessly. It brings luck, all right, talents and opportunities. A trine from Jupiter is the strongest trine that can be made, all right? I have a trine in my chart to Jupiter. It's with my Saturn, all right? And it's also with, I have an asteroid called Enterprise in astrology. I have my Enterprise, which is how you build a business and then how you expand that business. My Enterprise is in Gemini. So that's how I knew right away what type of business I would be creating for the rest of my life. I had the plan. I just needed the platform. I had the plan because the plan's in the chart. I just needed the platform. Okay? That's the big thing, is I'm here to help you understand the plan and the platform. That's the benefit of combining astrology with social media, is we can start to break this down so well, all right? So if you have a triangle with 3 planets being in those signs, it's called a Grand Trine, okay? Trines are the most powerful, harmonious aspect, and they can indicate talents. If you have a lot of trines, this can indicate that you're privileged and you may have to step out of your comfort zone often because things usually come so easy to you, all right? Now, disharmonious aspects, squares and oppositions. This is what that looks like. Someone asked for an example. Are these examples not good enough? I just need to know for the next class if you'd like better examples. Okay, because this is a square here, all right? This is a square. This is a shape here. This is what a square looks like in a chart. Oh, you just want me to talk about your chart. Right. No, you're right. No, you're right. I should have pulled up your chart and just read it right here on the spot. Anyways. This is a square, all right? A square creates restrictions and obstacles, all right? Planets push each other to work hard to integrate. You'll see squares, they're typically 90 degrees. They can be 85 degree squares, 80 degrees. The Aries Sag is coming through, facts, right? Facts. I inspire you and I'm encouraging you to go look at your own chart right now. Everyone should have their chart pulled up and this screen next to it, okay? Exactly, Lily gets it. So, squares are different elements but share the same modality, which means that they're working towards the same goal at the same time, but they have a different process. Can someone tell me what's the difference between an air sign process and a fire sign process? What does a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini element focus on versus a fire sign, Aries, Sag, Leo focus on? What's the difference? Cynthia said thinking versus action. You're actually not quite there yet, okay? Thinking is not anything to do with astrology. Your thoughts have nothing to do with astrology. Okay, the sharing them does. Okay, inspiring versus sharing, communication versus doing. All right, all of you should be going back to your notes. No guessing, please. All right, square aspects have different elements but share the same goal. A square to Mars is considered the most difficult square. I have a square to my Mars. My Mars is in Cancer. My Sun's in Pisces with my Mercury, and I have Pluto in Scorpio. But then I also have a grand cross. Okay, I have Aries, Venus, Jupiter, Libra, and Neptune in Capricorn. It's very hard. I love it though. Okay, oppositions. Who here has op? I need all of you to send me 70,000. My opposition are after me. Please. Please. I'm the astrology swindler. No, I'm just kidding. My enemies are after me. Oh my God. Simon Levy, bruh. He's a Libra. I'm pretty sure. You only have one opposition? Perfect. All right, y'all. So the opposition here, planets are in polarity, which means that a deep tension that can cause frustration when they're not integrated. If you have planets that are opposing each other, it means that there's tension, there's deep tension. It's like seeing someone across the room at a party and you want to talk to them so bad and there's eye contact, but you can't talk to them. You're both yelling at each other, but the party's so loud that you can't even hear each other. Another example is you and your partner are fighting and y'all are sitting in the same room next to each other, but neither of you are talking. Have you ever been sitting in the room with someone and neither of you are talking, but there's something that needs to be said? That's what this opposition represents. Okay? That's exactly what this opposition represents. It's the worst. Yeah. Oppositions in the birth chart can indicate conflicts that are long-standing and reoccurring. Oppositions deal with internal and can be projected onto external things. All right. Now, a conjunction is usually 0 to 6 degrees separation. Whenever things are conjunct, this is great. Conjunctions work together. They're in the same sign. They feel comfortable. They're buddy-buddy. They're right next to each other. You can see the example is the moon here with Venus. They love each other. They're right next to each other. They're cuddling almost, you know? So this is positive. It causes harmony. The closer in the degree, the greater the impact. All right? The closer the degrees to each other, the better. Conjunctions with Venus, conjunctions with Jupiter are extremely helpful for connecting to other people. All right? For example, my Venus is conjunct my ascendant. It's very close to my ascendant line. This is why people have a very good time talking to me. This is one of the reasons why I became a coach, is because I have a rising sign that's fire. What is fire again in astrology, everybody? What does fire represent? Encouraging, inspiring, being enthusiastic. My Venus is in that sign, which means very good with others. I'm very good at inspiring and encouraging others. All right. That's just me reading my chart, and I developed my business based off of my chart, which is what I want to help you get done today too. All right. Now, conjunctions with Mars and Saturn can be challenging, demanding, and it's going to force you to develop discipline. How many of you struggle with discipline? All right. Call your mom, call your dad. Did they use the belt on you? Don't type that in the chat. Don't incriminate your parents, please. All right. Big thing here is you need to learn some discipline. You're going to need to learn how to accomplish your goals and find new ways to channel your anger. All right. You got to find ways to channel your anger because that's going to help you benefit from Mars. All right. There are various factors that need to go into this process. So one of them is You need to focus on domicile, exalted, and detrimented planets. Okay. Number 2, house placements. Number 3, the elements and the modality within the actual piece of the chart. Number 4, the behavior of the planet's depositor. Depositor meaning the zodiac. All right. Now, the best way to break this down is what zodiac signs are in your chart, because these planets rule these signs. They are exalted in these signs. So Aries suns are exalted. If you have a moon in Taurus, it's exalted. It means that it loves to be there. Cancer Jupiter loves to be there. Virgo Mercury, Libra Saturn, Capricorn Mars, and last but not least, Pisces Venus loves to be there. All right. Detriment. What does detriment mean? It does not like to be there. Okay. I have an Aries Venus. I hate it and I love it. I love it because of where it's at. I hate that I had to learn how to use it so late in life. I'm grateful though. All right. Mars Taurus, detriment. Gemini Jupiter, detriment. Cancer Saturn, detriment. Leo Saturn, detriment. Virgo does not like Jupiter. Virgo already loves to give things to people. Jupiter likes to make that bigger. So people who have Virgo Jupiter can't find time to themselves. It's crazy. Libra Mars, detriment. Scorpio Venus, detriment. I've dated some Scorpio Venuses. God damn. All right. Sagittarius Mercury, close your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Capricorn Moon. My moon is in Capricorn progressed. It's been a doozy. It's been a doozy. I'm going to be clear. Sun in Aquarius. If you have a sun in Aquarius, I'm happy you're still here smiling, baby. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Pisces Mercury. If you have a Pisces Mercury like me, like I said, I'm surprised y'all even got here. I'm grateful. All right. Now, planets that are in their fall. Aries Saturn in its fall. Cancer Mars. I have that in its fall. Okay. Now, notice how I have a lot of planets that shouldn't be where they are. Things aren't necessarily where they are, but I'm still doing well. I'm still able to run a business. I'm still able to drop an album yesterday, which you should all go and follow me on Spotify. Also, I'm still able to hold classes and communicate with multiple people and help them. All right. I have so many things working against me astrologically. All right. What is your reason? You got to find a reason for why you want to go for what you want to go for. Capricorn, Jupiter, Pisces, Mercury, because it's only going to help you take the next step. All right. So that is the conclusion of the aspects. Now, the big thing is here, I have a special offer for all of you. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to take 1 or 2 questions real quick. So go ahead and raise your hand in the chat, in the participants field. I want to answer a question here. All right. Jalen, what's popping?
What's going on? I think I just wanted to go back. A few of us asked, you had mentioned the difference between faithfulness and loyalty. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Oh, wow. Shit. Okay, yeah. So faithfulness, the way it's broken down in, I'm gonna give you the words of Osho, paraphrased. Osho speaks on faithfulness as believing in the unseen and knowing it to be true. When that comes down to relationships, it's believing in the faithful, believing so much in the connection between you and another person that even if something were to go poorly, there would still be a strength point. There would still be a foundation. Loyalty, the separation here is loyalty can be blind. I feel like loyalty can sometimes, people can use blind loyalty. They can just follow someone because that person at some point saved them. That person at some point did something for them and now they feel in debt to that person. So just noticing what does that feel like to you? Do you feel faithful to your partner? Do you feel like there's a silent bond? Or do you want loyalty where you feel like you have to uphold this connection because of a certain event or a certain object or a certain thing? That's kind of how I want y'all to look at it, because both are important, but they both have positives and negatives. I hope that helped, Jalen. Let me unmute you quick.
Thank you. Yeah, it did. We appreciate it for sure.
Dope. That was a great question. Cool. So next, let's take Janae.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, so what is your take on maybe like branding with your midheaven?
For sure. I think the biggest thing is branding, period. You got to just do it. I think it's so important. So you want to use, first of all, the modality, the element. What's the zodiac sign you want from the modality and the element? What's yours in?
Mine is in Pisces, but I thought it was in Aries for a long time, but it's actually 29 degrees of Pisces.
Okay, cool. So let me break this down. 29 degrees is the fame degree. It's the critical degree. Why? It's the last number before it goes into the next zodiac sign, okay?
Oh, wow.
Pisces, I have a 29 degree moon. So this is what helped me achieve levels of fame. I believe it's the beginning. It usually starts later in life. They usually say critical degree placements start around 28, 27, and you start to see it really go in 30, 40, 50. You'll start to see this person really get successful. So when it's in the zodiac sign Pisces, your career needs to be involved with intuition, creativity, as well as expressing, emoting. Because it's an immutable sign, you need to be adaptable and flexible about how that looks. Okay, so if you're an artist or a business owner, you're branding, you need to be changing your image every week if you can afford it. Okay, every single time someone sees you, you need to be a brand new person. The same person on the inside, but forever changing. Branding yourself as that is better because now people are keeping up with you. It's better to be the person that people are keeping up with than to be the person who they just do the same thing over and over. I see so many people make the same exact types of content. I don't know if you've seen any of my content, but I try to keep it all over the board. I never want you to get bored. One day I'm talking about this, next day I'm talking about blood, next day I'm talking about the planets, next day I'm dropping songs. You never know what's coming out next. And I really, that as a Pisces myself, that's so important, okay? What's my take on the 0 degree? The 0 degree is another critical degree. It means that you're supposed to start and invent new things for yourself, all right? So that was a really great question. Did I answer you?
You did. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right. So we're gonna go into this branding piece real quick. This is also gonna be a little bit fast. I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. This is a branding and marketing presentation to finish out. Can you brand with your birth midheaven or progressed? I would use both. When you're branding, the biggest thing is you wanna focus on positioning. Can people identify you? Okay. One of the reasons why I grew out my hair was because I'd never done it, but also it sets me apart from a lot of people because when you grow your hair, it shows a level of faithfulness, loyalty, commitment, things like this. All right. What's the purpose of branding? It helps you connect with your audience and give them value. Is there a cheat sheet on the meaning of the critical degree placements? There's a website called empressatlantis.com. That's my friend's website. Go and check that out. So business to business is one of the best marketing types. How many of you own a business right now or have already started your business? Business to business is going to be the best type of marketing because it's going to allow you to connect with most people. Also, business to consumer is really good. Digital marketing is going to allow you to really connect with social media and have a social presence. I think that's so essential for what you're looking to do most times when you're running a business. All right. So using things like social media, emailing, texting people, it's way superior, you know, to driving to work to a place that you don't want to go. How many of you are driving right now to a place that you don't want to go to work? Or how many of you are working from home remotely? Go ahead and type remote if you're working from home already. If you have to drive, if they're making you spend an arm and a leg to get to work, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so relationship marketing. I think this is the biggest thing, is relationship marketing is the fastest way to connect with people. Like I said, I try to be very intentional with myself and my audience about what I'm pushing out. What am I telling them? What am I talking about? One of the things I'm going to be making a shift on as I dive deeper into my music is keeping a lot of things on my backup account, which if you don't follow my backup account, someone please drop my backup account handle. I don't want to say it here. I only want specific people knowing where that is. But doing series and doing storytelling content is some of the most effective forms of content, especially if you're a business owner. Telling people stories about how you became that company, talking about how you turned into a business owner, super great, because now people trust you. Now people get to know you. They're like, oh, this person's been doing this since they were 6. They've been doing this since they were 6 years old. That's why they care so much. That's why they got so good, is because they've been doing it for so long. I'm going to go with that person because they put the time in forever. Okay. Versus, for example, relationship marketing can also show up as doing a series, which means that you're breaking things down over a period of time for people, which also shows effort, consistency, and loyalty. All right. What about just starting off and showing the journey? So important. Showing people in the beginning is so important. We're going to skip this part. Traditional marketing is terrible. I know a lot of you want to use Instagram so bad to grow your business. Don't do it. It's not worth it in the beginning. I know a number of you did come from Instagram, but I promise you, if I didn't post 4 to 6 times a day on TikTok and build my following to almost 500,000 over there, you never would have even taken a look at my content on Instagram, because it's the same content. Okay. It's so slow. It's not worth it. I want to see all of you grow and change your life and get paid $400 to $800 off of your posts. And TikTok is the way to do that right now. Okay. And it's free. Marketing campaigns are very important because aligning with your clients, aligning with your people is going to be so effective. All right. Once you, as a content creator, learn how you want to brand yourself, you've learned your angles, you've learned the things that are important to you, you can start to step into your left and right brain marketing, which is telling people what you want to tell them based on what they said they want to learn from you. Now, a lot of you have been in my content, or excuse me, in my comment section at some point. This is so effective because how did you end up commenting? What made you comment in my comment section? What made you think that I knew anything? I'm just a random dude off the internet. I don't know. I'm just a regular guy, right? So what made you feel inclined to type? What made you feel inclined to engage? It's me using my left and my right brain and inviting you to use your left and right brain also. Someone said vibes. Thank you. You're so sweet. So it's very important for you all to be using your left and right brain. I don't want you to be thinking. I want you to be sharing and communicating. with this Libra full moon. This is going to help people choose you. The reason why you chose me is because I'm good at delivering my message. I'm good at influencing and helping people make purchases, make decisions with me, okay? And this is what I want to help you do too, because this will help you get to your $10,000 a month. I know a handful of you are already making $10,000 a month. I know some of you are like, that's a lot of fucking money, bro. $10,000 a month is actually very attainable, okay? I promise you, it's very attainable if you're willing to do the challenging part. The challenging part is posting 4 to 6 times a day and making sure that it's focused on the people that you want to pay you. Because if you're giving them what they want, they're gonna pay you, okay? How many of you have been to a restaurant? Anyone here been to a restaurant before? Anyone? When you go to a restaurant and you order food, would you pay them money if they gave you the food? Yes or no? If you told them, hey, I want this, I want these eggs, I want this fruit, and and then you eat it. What are you supposed to do afterwards? Pay them, right? Pay the waiter. How many of you tip? How many of you tip? By the way, this is a good point. If any of you feel called to send me a tip for this free class, I would love that. I would love that so much. You can find that on my Sunny MF Money, snipfeed.co, Sunny MF Money. If you want to drop me a tip, I would greatly appreciate that. That'd be so dope, honestly. But when you go to a restaurant and you eat food and they give you that food and you pay them, okay? So that's the same thing as content. When you make content, make the content so good that people want to tip you. I've made some videos where people tipped me and I was like, I didn't even know the video was that good. But when I go back and watch it, it has tons of information, tons of breakdowns, tons of action, tons of ways I'm helping people, all right? This is so important. You like the way I pronounce food? I have a lisp. Don't make fun of me. The reason I don't have a girlfriend is because I have a lisp, and the fact that you're bringing that up is making me feel mad insecure. Thank you. Gratitude. It's literally the second bro, thank you for bringing it up. Now everyone knows. Anyways, emotional awareness. Okay, I'm about to cry because this person just brought up my lisp. Thank you. Marketing explains your company's personality, okay, through how you deliver your message. So since I have a lisp, my company message is communicating properly. So unlike regular marketing, the big thing here is focus on the product development, okay? That's the big thing, is how to grow your brand. Growing your brand, in simple terms, comes through consistently changing, all right? Who do you know that's consistently changed? This is my account. This is me consistently changing, all right? This is Masha. Masha was a fitness content creator. Now they make ASMR content also, all right? This is Naya, who I showed you earlier too. Naya's doing great. She's expressing herself and communicating, all right? Iniko, they are doing amazing. Such good music, such powerful presence, all right? These are just some of the people that I've worked with in my coaching and consulting services, all right? So what do I want to give you all today? First of all, I do coach, all right? I coach people on making TikToks, how to go viral. I will teach you how to make the actual video. I will show you content creators you need to be replicating. I will make you a business plan, send you the trends list like Nicole was talking about, all right? I will also show you and reverse engineer, what does $10,000 look like for you? What do you need to do in your chart to make $10,000 a month, okay? The best way for me to do this though is over time. I wish I could sit with you for an hour and do it in an hour, but that's not realistic, okay? It takes a few weeks because I need to look at multiple things. I need to see what you're doing. Are you going to put in the work with me? Because if I'm doing 60% and you're not doing 40, it's hard. So go ahead and type in here 50-50, 50-50. In fact, if you really want to work with me, go ahead and type in the chat 100-100. 100-100 is actually where I'm trying to be. We're both putting in 100% together. Fuck 50-50. I don't want half of you. I'm committing to you. I want you to commit to yourself and me. All right. How's that going to happen? I want to give you full access to my classes, all of them. This is one of the few free ones I have. I want to make sure that you get into all of my classes. Okay. I want to give you the recordings to my classes from the last ones where I talk about how to use the asteroid Enterprise, how to use the Astro Fortuna, how to use the asteroid Abundata. There's so many. There's literally 500 plus asteroids. It's insane. Okay. So I usually charge $6,222 for all of this, everybody. And that's for me to coach you for 6 months. For 1 month, it's usually around $1,000. All right. For 3 months, it's usually around 3,000. All right. I want to give that to you for a better deal today. For those of you who are interested. All right. I usually coach for $9.99. I upped the price and everything because of how much time and effort we put into this. All right. Today, I want to give it to you for $777 monthly. All right. Go ahead and click the link in my bio. You can sign up for a discovery call, which is $77. You can sign up for the coaching. If you've already feel comfortable, go ahead and sign up for the coaching. If you want to get my consulting services, you just want to meet with me for an hour, that's totally cool too. That's $222. I believe it's listed at $185. So make sure to get that. If you want that, go and get that right now. All right. Now, if you want to just be on the trends list, that's also in the link in my bio. It's $55.55. Every single day, I will send you the trends on TikTok so that you know exactly what to buy. Okay. Someone asked, how long is this going as a deal? It's going to go on until midnight tonight. You have until midnight. Okay. If you need help with a payment plan, I need you to email me. All right. I need you to email me if you need a payment plan, but this is going on for tonight. Now, there is one more thing I have for you. For those of you who are into TikTok, I want to give you something that I created on TikTok. It's probably the best thing I could give out. All right. So you go to Snip Feed, you go to Sunny MF Money. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. Now, I want to show you all. This is Snip Feed here. Okay. The cool thing about Snip Feed, it's the easiest way to process things. All right. Now, a big piece of my business is using Snip Feed. All right. I think it's super important for you to have a way for people to pay you, especially if you're just starting out. You got to have something. Now, I've made $54,000 just this year. I want to show you how to do that. Okay. But I can't do it here in this class right now. Okay. I've already shown you how to read it and find it for yourself. Now you got to start taking action. All right. I want you to go to my page. I'm going to give you my TikTok growth course. So if you go to the link in my bio and you click on the TikTok growth course, all right, for the next 10 people, for the next 10 people, I want to give you this course. This course is worth $555. Okay. This course is worth $555. Go ahead and use the coupon code Libra, capital Libra. I'm going to give it to you for $99.99 today only. Okay. The coupon code is Libra. Go ahead and type that in to get it for $99.99. This is going to help you get to your first 100,000 followers on TikTok. It's also going to get you into my trends list so that I can send you the trends daily so that you can grow your account. All right. Go ahead and get signed up. Who is going to be the first person to get signed up? Unfortunately, I do not have a payment plan for the growth course. Okay. But I can show you a little bit about what's inside of it. All right. It's going to show you how to find your niche, if you even need a niche. Most of it's going to be on mindset. I want to work on your mindset. Is this through SnipFeed? Yes. So most of it's going to be on mindset. It's going to talk about how to get comfortable in front of the camera, who to look up to, who to mirror your content after, how to get better. Okay. I'm going to break down the actual TikTok algorithm for you. Okay. That's so important. Once you know the algorithm, y'all, it's going to make going viral way easier. It's going to make it way easier. So who's going to be the first person to get this? There's only 10. I only want to give it to 10 people because I feel like there's only a handful of people who's interested. All right. Go ahead and type in the chat when you buy it. When you purchase this seat for my class, my curriculum, go ahead and type in the chat, got it. Okay. It's $99. I'm giving it to you for the $99. Laura, I think I just got the notification. Laura just got one of them. Who else? Who else is into growing on TikTok? Because imagine you get 100,000 followers by paying this $99. What is that 100 followers? What is 3,000 followers? What is 15,000 followers like I helped Rita with? What is that going to do for you? How is that going to impact your life? Really consider this, okay? Because it's so valuable. I feel like it's such a great asset to be able to transform other people's lives, to be able to support people, okay? How many of you want me to leave this open until Friday? Do you need another day? I'll give you one more day. That's it. That's all I can do. Now, I appreciate all of you so deeply. Go ahead and shoot me a review. Go ahead and let me know how you like the class, everything. I do have to go into a reading right now. So I appreciate all of you deeply. If you have any questions, anything you want to ask me, my readings and everything are open until April 30th. Make sure to sign up for the Taurus Moon class that's going to be on the 30th. I'm so excited. Laura, CK, I see that you purchased. Awesome. There's 3 left, or excuse me, there's 7 coupon codes left. I appreciate all of you so much. I have to keep working. All right. If I didn't have to keep working, I'd stay with you, but I have to keep going. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM on Instagram. If you need a payment plan, it's going to be half down, 60% down for anything that we work on. All right. I'm so excited to work with you, so excited to help you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.